It's been a fun ride, man. It's been one. It's been a journey, and it's a joy. I would say this. Alright, so first off, let's get rid of the criticisms that I have with this game, man. And that the first of all is obviously the characters. I just don't particularly March. I don't really like how the way March is being handled in this game, man. Especially during the first 3 quarters of the game, it was like he wants to go back just for the sake of going back. Where it would be kind of nice that if the game reminds him that, wait, this is just an illusion, man. I have to get out of here. Also, I have to get out of here. This is fake. This is not the real world. I have to get out of here. I wish they could have implemented that fact into much more. But all they did with much is I want to go back simply because I just want to go back, which makes it difficult for March to convince characters like Ritz, his own little brother Don, and especially Mute to go back to the real world. Especially Mute, because among the 3 characters who wants to that is from the real world, Mute is the one that doesn't go back the most. After all that bullying that he went through during the early part of the story, it makes sense that he doesn't want to go back. Especially, and not to mention that he lost his mother. It makes all the more reason that Mute doesn't want to go back at all. Vince also doesn't want to go back because of the fact that she has white hair, which is the reason why she was constantly dyeing her hair red. Don also had a good reason why he doesn't want to go back, because his legs were he has difficulty walking from the sense, because there were a lot of cutscenes where he was constantly on the wheelchair most of the entire time, and once he's in the other world, he has the capability to walk. So it makes sense as to why he doesn't want to go back to the real world. So I kind of wish that the game did a better job at making March trying to convince the rest of the characters we have to head back to the real world, because this is not the real world, guys. But unfortunately, they failed to do that because March just want to go back simply because of they just want to keep the story going. That's how I see it. That is my very first criticism with this game. My second criticism is how the dispatch mission is being handled, man. There are a lot of moments, right, when once a dispatch mission is done, it could either end up in a success or in a fail. If only the game would be kinda nice to let me know that how am I supposed to know that if I send this character, it's a guaranteed I am guaranteed to get this dispatch mission succeed. And then right, I found out that the only way to know that if you send this character on which the dispatch mission is, you have to see the character's reaction, where your allies have 3 different reactions, where if they jump up, it's a guaranteed success. If they're just walking when you select the characters, it's a 50-50 situation. If they're kneeling down, that's a guaranteed fail. And I got this information from the social media, by the way. While I was doing submissions on what are the skills that the characters hasn't learned yet and whatnot. I kind of wish that I got this information in game, man. I'm gonna be real. Another nitpick that I have with this game is that it would be kind of nice that I can sort out the weapon, the armor, and the accessory, right, by different classes. I'm talking about the shop, guys. It would be kind of nice that I just want to see what are the weapons that only certain classes can wield. It would be kind of nice that if the game has the option to sort those out. But unfortunately, right, I have to go through the entire list and then I'll just buy them one by one. the first half of the game at least, because during the second half of the game, most of the entire time, right, I was practically stealing stuff from enemies for the sake of convenience, in order to save my cash, my money, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's basic. I think that's pretty much my three big criticisms when it comes to Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, man. But man, I really enjoyed the gameplay aspect of this game, man. I really do. So much fun. Even though there were a lot of moments where I was like, huh? That really legit surprised me. But it's because of those surprises, right? I legit enjoy this game, man. I really, really do. And speaking of which, right, there are quite a number of number of classes that I wish I could have checked out more, particularly the Beastmaster class that I didn't really get to use. And then there was this one, the Red Mage, where I believe only the Red Mage has the capability to perform has the double cast ability. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to bring in a Rage Mage, but there are quite a few number of classes that I really like, particularly the Ninja class, the Juggler, where he has the capability to hand over the turn to another character immediately, and then the Time Magician, I kinda like that as well, and the Fighter, the Illusionist, I kinda like the Summoner as well. As for my least favorite classes are obviously the Gadgeteer. The fact that all of the Gadgeteer's abilities are at random, I didn't really like that aspect. And then the Soldiers kinda like, nah, I'm not really feeling it. And of course, and the last one that the class that I really like about is the Blue Mage. Where the fact that I assume that you have to learn the enemy's abilities by getting hit by those abilities, I don't really like that aspect, man. I really don't. Or from what I understand, having the Beastmaster to control those enemies and then make those enemies hit the Blue Mage, I don't really like that, man. I don't really like it. But still, regardless, I really enjoy this. Even though there are some criticisms that I do have in this game, on a critical scale, I'm giving Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 8 out of 10, and personally a 9 out of 10. Which brings the question: is this game available on the Switch or the Switch Online? I don't know what is the official term, because just so you know, I am playing this game on via emulation. This is the only way that I could play this game, man, because I don't have an original Game Boy Advance hardware. So this is the only way that I could think of playing this game, man. And I'm glad that I managed to beat this game, because I did play this game before back when I was in college, like 10 years ago. But I forgot what was the reason I didn't beat it. But now I'm kind of glad that I beaten it. And I'm glad I came prepared to top it off, man. But still, like I said, as I mentioned earlier, I wish that they could have done better with how they handled March, how they handled the dispatch mission, and how the shop was being handled. That's are my criticism. But I have nothing against the farming, even though the leveling up feels kind of slow though, because I managed to beat the game when most of my characters are at level 30, man. I thought I had to be at level 90 or something like that, just like in the rest of the Final Fantasy games, where I have to be at a certain level. Particularly, I have to max out my character's level, so that I feel much more comfortable defeating the final boss. This game doesn't have that feeling, but because it does let you know that, okay, this boss is this level, so I can just level up a little wee bit more to a little more higher than the boss, so that I can jump right into that boss fight. But anyway, regardless, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance critically gets an 8 out of 10. Personally gets a, you know what? I'll give it a 9.5. I'll give it a 9.5. Screw it.